Has your speech been limiting you? Has it been holding you back? How has it been limiting you and holding you back in your professional life? Are you not getting the jobs that you deserve, that you're actually qualified for? Have you held yourself back and not applied for jobs that you've wanted because of the speaking responsibilities? How has your speech been limiting and impacting your social life, your personal life? There are family members and friends that you've wanted to talk to, that you've wanted to hold conversations with, but haven't because of your speech. Perhaps you've wanted to go out more. Perhaps you've wanted to socialize more. Maybe you wanted to tell a story or tell a joke. Maybe you wanted to just carry on an intimate conversation. Maybe you wanted to argue your point, but you held back because of your speech. And if this is true for you, it's probably true that you thought that maybe you're stuck with this. Maybe there's not that much you can do. And that might be a result of your trying to do something about it. Maybe you've done therapy, maybe you've taken programs, you've done coaching, and it hasn't really helped, at least not long term, or maybe it's only helped a little bit. So I've got great news for you. There is something that you can do about it. And that something can help you not just in the short term, but it can help you in the long term. And it can completely transform your speech so that you feel free to get the jobs you want, to apply for the jobs you want, to earn the money that you're worth, to do those presentations, to crush those interviews, to go out and to socialize, to meet people that you don't know, to tell stories, to tell jokes, to argue your point, to talk about the things that you want to talk about when you want to talk about them. Pro 90D can help you do that. And so in this video series, right, that we're going to be looking at over the next several weeks, right, going into the new year, in this video series, I'm going to be walking you through exactly how Pro 90D can help you transform the following areas. So let's take a look at this. Pro 90D is going to help you transform, and I'm going to write this in such a way, we call this an acronym or an acrostic, right, because of the way it's written. Pro 90D is going to help you smile, right? When you see this, you're going to smile. You're probably smiling right now, right? You're like, look, smile, right? Yes, Pro 90D is going to help you smile. And the reason it's going to help you smile is because you're going to see exactly how the Pro 90D Smooth Speech System can help you transform, number one, your speech, right? This is how you speak. So if you've been stuttering or stammering or blocking, what if you don't stutter at all? What if you speak too fast? What if you don't articulate well? What if you lose your train of thinking, right? What if you're not able to always articulate your thoughts as clearly and concisely and precisely as you would like, especially under pressure, right? Pro 90D can help you with that. So you speak too fast, you run out of air, you stammer, stutter, you block, right? Any of those things, Pro 90D can help improve your speech. What else can Pro 90D do? Pro 90D can help you improve your mindset. That is, what you think and how you think. So if you tend to think negative or negatively about your speech and about upcoming speaking situations, if you tend to think negatively about that is, you worry about it, you negatively anticipate it, or you even negatively anticipate words that are coming up, right? So you can worry about entire speaking situations. Ooh, we're going out. I've got to order food, or I've got to socialize, or I have a meeting and I have to introduce myself, or I have a presentation, or I have an interview. If you worry about those things, you negatively anticipate them. Pro 90D, right, the speech system, can help you change that mindset. So it's more than just changing your speech. That's just one element, one aspect. We also have to change your what? Transform your mindset, okay? So Pro 90D is going to help you do that. The next thing that Pro 90D is going to help you do is change your what? Some of you already know this. Your identity. Ooh, what does that mean? Let's relate it to your mindset But when we talk about your identity, specifically your speaking identity, but also other aspects of your identity, we're talking about how you see yourself, your self-concept, who you see yourself to be. So currently, if you struggle with your communication skills, right, your verbal communication skills, you have a way that you see yourself. You say, I tend to do this. When I'm in an interview or if I'm under pressure or when I talk to people in authority, I tend to get stuck. I tend to not be able to say what I want to say. Or when I'm in certain kinds of meetings with certain kinds of people, I tend to lose my train of thinking. I tend to feel rushed. I tend to kind of stumble over my words. So whatever it is, you have a way that you see yourself, a way that you describe yourself in each of these speaking situations. This is your identity. It's how you identify yourself, right? That's why we call it identity. So Pro90D is designed to help you transform your identity. Because if you don't transform your identity and your mindset, then guess what? No matter how many techniques you learn, no matter how many techniques you use, no matter how many programs and therapies you go through, if these two things are not transformed, you'll always snap back to where you were before. Why? Because as soon as you have some kind of a disfluency or a negative experience, if your identity and your mindset hasn't changed, as soon as you don't speak as well as you would like, your mind says, ooh, see, I tend to speak this, I tend to get stuck like this, and it's happening again. And so this is just who I am. This is just the way I am, right? So it just pulls you back. It's okay, well, yeah, I expected that I'm going to be getting stuck here. I expect that I'm going to mess up, right? But when your identity and your mindset has been transformed and you see yourself as a confident speaker, as an excellent speaker, who of course has some disfluencies sometimes, then when you mess up, and we all have some disfluencies, when you mess up, then you're more likely to say, oh, no big deal. Or, oh, okay, I was sick, or I was rushing that time. Or, you know what, that's going to happen to people. People have disfluencies. People mess up sometimes. So you see it as like a bump in the road. It doesn't bother you. It doesn't impact you. You don't think about it. You're still confident. You still know that you can handle any and every speaking situation confidently and calmly. All right? So Pro90D helps you transform your speech, your mindset, your identity. What else does Pro90D do? We also help you transform your livelihood and or your lifestyle. Okay? We help you transform your livelihood. By livelihood, what do we mean? We're talking about how you earn and make a living for yourself, right? The way that you provide for yourself and for your family. Your livelihood, how you live. Your lifestyle. This is what kind of house do you have or do you want to live in? What kind of apartment? What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of clothes do you want to wear? Where would you like to vacation? Right? How much money would you like to earn? Where would you like to live? Okay. Who are the kinds of people that you'd like to associate with? How much money would you like to contribute and give back? So Pro90D can help you through your communication skills, through your excellent communication skills. It can help you upgrade your livelihood, right? Your ability to earn what you're truly worth, right? And to prepare yourself so that you can earn whatever it is that you'd like to earn. We can help you upgrade and improve your livelihood, and Pro90D can help you improve your lifestyle, the way that you live, okay? Finally, Pro90D can help you improve your experiences, right? Your experiences. Now, what do we mean by experiences? Well, as you already know, I don't even have to tell you this, right? But your speech impacts every single area of your life. Let's just walk through some of them. Believe it or not, and you probably do believe this, your speech can impact your health. If you're constantly stressed, and worrying and fearful, what is that doing to your health? What is that doing to your body? If you're constantly walking around afraid. I remember when I used to work right out of college as a policy services representative for an insurance company, I used to be on the phone. Right? Even though I struggled with my speech, I took that job on purpose so that I could speak more. But still, every day I would come home with a headache and I would feel completely drained. And it would just be so tough on me. It was just draining because I had to expend so much energy to be able to say the things that I wanted to say. There were times where I would be on that phone, I would bite my tongue, right? Like literally bite my tongue and it would start to bleed. There were times where I had to hang up because I couldn't get something out. And there were times where I was just afraid, okay, I hope I can get through this conversation without biting my tongue or without having to hang up or do mental acrobatics in order to say the things that I needed to say. And I know some of you struggle with that as well. So your speech, my speech, our speech affects our health. It's how we feel. Do we feel calm or do we feel agitated? Do we feel calm or do we feel stressed and anxious and worried all the time? This affects our health. Pronoun ID affects your relationships, right? The kinds of people that you attract, the kinds of people that you're attracted to, okay? Your ability to clearly and confidently say the things that you want to say, to argue your points when you need to carry on long conversations, to get to know the person, to share things about your life and your day and your story. Your speech impacts your relationships and the kind of people that you're in a relationship with, right? Some people have chosen people and have attracted people because of their identity and because of the way they spoke at that time. And it may have been that they would have been in a relationship with someone else had their identity been different. Does that make sense? The same thing with the way that you relate with people in authority, with your supervisors, with your managers, with people on the street. How you relate to them, your relationships are impacted by the way that you speak. So your interpersonal relationships are impacted by the way you speak, and your intrapersonal relationships or relationship is impacted. How you relate to yourself, how you see and how you feel about yourself. So your relationships, your health, your career, your finances. I know this for a fact from personal experiences that I steered away from certain jobs or certain careers, certain college majors because, that's going to require me to do more presentations. Or I'm going to have greater speaking responsibilities if I choose this career path. So I won't choose it. I'll choose this over here. Some people have not taken interviews because they know that job is going to require them to speak more. Some people have not gone to meetings, right? Or not spoken up in meetings. Not given presentations because of their speech. Does this make sense? So your speech impacts what? Your career, your profession, and therefore it can impact your income to a degree. Even if you're very, very wealthy and you're doing very well, well, guess what? You already know that you probably held yourself back in some areas where you could have done better, you could have done more, okay? So it impacts your career, your profession, your finances, and it can impact just your social experiences, just being willing to go out and have a conversation with someone, or you're in a group and you want to tell a story and you want to tell a joke, but you're not going to do that because everyone's going to be looking and listening to you. So it absolutely is going to impact your social life. So as you see, and these are just some of the experiences that your speech impacts. You're just going out to order coffee. Maybe you don't order the coffee you want. Maybe you don't like to go out to restaurants as much because of your speech. So you see how your speech impacts every single experience in your entire life. And so it would behoove you to do what? To level up, to transform your speech, because when you do, you're going to be, yes, improving the way that you speak, the way that you communicate, right? And therefore the way that people interact with you, the way that they see you. You're going to be improving your mindset, the way that you think, so you're not constantly worrying, but you feel confident. You're not thinking about your speech at all. It's going to transform your identity, how you see yourself. You see yourself as capable, as someone who's calm, as someone who's able to get excited and have fun and say the things they want to say when they want to say them. It's going to transform your livelihood, right? The kinds of careers and jobs and professions, and, do what you're called to do. Truly do what you're called to do. People are out there waiting to hear what you have to say. People are out there who need to hear what you have to say. And if your speech has been holding you back, then they're not being blessed. They're not benefiting from your knowledge, from your experiences, from your love, from your care, as much as they should, if at all, right? So it's going to transform your livelihood, your lifestyle, where you live, how you live, the things that you have. And it's going to transform all of your experiences, every experience that you have. I can tell you that now that I'm free, I go through life very differently. I feel very differently. I enjoy life so much more that I don't have to worry about my speech. I want to learn Spanish, I'm learning Spanish. I want to go travel someplace, I want to go do this. I want to talk to this person, right? I want to go out and just stand and just talk to people that I don't know. I can do all those things because I'm free to do it. I don't have to worry about my speech. In fact, my speech is now an asset rather than a liability. So Pro90D can help you transform your speech from a liability to one of your greatest assets, where your speech now opens doors for you, where your speech helps you establish relationships, where your speech helps you fulfill your calling and do the things that you're called to do the things that you want to do. Your speech can help you impact people in a way that it changes their life. So what you and I are going to look at in the next video is we're going to look at the activities, the specific activities in the Pro90D Smooth Speech System, right? There are basically 7 or 8 of them, depending on how you look at it. Most of them are active, right? So we'll look at that. Active activities. And then there's 1 or 2 that are passive activities. We're going to look at how each of those activities improves each of these areas, right? So we're going to do a video and say, okay, here's how these activities impact how you speak, your airflow, for example, or your rhythm, or how you inflect. We're going to do a video on how these activities impact how you think and what you think. We're going to do a video on how these activities, the specific activities in Pro90D, impact how you see yourself, how you identify yourself, how it impacts your career, right? How you earn a living, the career path that you take. We're going to do a video on how these activities impact your experiences, right? So that you have upgraded experiences. You really enjoy life. So we're going to look at how the specific activities in Pro90D. Then we're going to look at how you can take and in as little as 15 minutes a day, get started with 15 minutes a day. Those activities will transform all of these areas here. Okay, so get started in as little as 15 minutes a day. Now, when you work with me one-on-one, so we're talking about private coaching, you're going to find that the coaching accelerates this process by at least 10 times, meaning when people are working on their own, it can take them 10 times longer, if not longer than that, 10 times longer to get to the same place as when they're working with me. Why is that? Well, one of the reasons is accountability, right? But another reason is customized and personalized feedback. You and I have blind spots, stuff that we just don't see. We can't see it on our own. We need someone else that can see those blind spots and say, hey, focus on this one thing or these 2 things for now. And then maybe in a few weeks, okay, now let's focus on this. Or you may think you're doing something. Oh, well, I thought I had slowed my speech down. I thought I was doing this. But I can observe you and say, no, wait a minute. You need to do more of this, or you need to do less of this, right? And I can evaluate you. So the coaching accelerates. It's an accelerator. It accelerates this process. So If you've got interviews coming up, high-level presentations coming up, you don't want to be out there spinning your wheels trying to do this on your own. I'm just telling you, it's going to take longer. You're going to want to work with me one-on-one, so I want to invite you to do that. If you're not able to do that, then at least get started with the self-study. Now, here's the thing. This series is designed for people who are willing and able to invest in themselves. So if someone asks, well, Michael, do I have to enroll in something? Do I have to buy something? And the answer is, you can benefit from this series even if you don't enroll in anything. But the truth is, yes, if you want to be able to implement everything that I'm talking about, you're going to need to at least enroll in self-study. And if you want to accelerate the process, right, you want to get there as quickly and as easily as possible, then you're going to want to work with me one-on-one. Just being honest. So if you're not willing to invest or you're not able to invest in yourself, yeah, you can still benefit, but I would advise you to probably not watch the videos, right? Because you might get a little frustrated and say, oh, I got to buy the course. Or, oh, I got to work with him one-on-one. Yes, you'll need to buy the course minimally. And if you want to accelerate, then you'll need to work with me one-on-one. Those are just the facts. So you can decide if you want to watch the rest of this series or not. There's value in it, but the fact of the matter is, if you want to get the full impact and you want to be able to implement this, then yes, you'll need to enroll in the self-study or work with me one-on-one. Okay? So hopefully this has been helpful. I want you to look out for the next several videos, right? Many videos in this series, since we have a lot of stuff to work through. I've given you a high-level overview and introduction, sharing with you exactly what we're going to be walking through. And I'm going to be showing you how the program itself, how the system itself actually transforms each of these areas. Okay, so you need to know that you can transform your speech. You can take your speech from being a liability, something you struggle with, to one of your greatest assets. And in a relatively short period of time, we're talking about 3 months or so, right? You can completely transform your life. 3 months goes by like nothing. And you can start with as little as 15 minutes a day. Right? Who can't spare 15 minutes a day? All of us. I can almost guarantee you that you do something every day that wastes 15 minutes a day. That you have at least 15 minutes, and probably a lot more than that. So we're going to get into that, what that whole system looks like, where you can break it down and get started with these activities in that small amount of time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be on the lookout. And in the meantime, those of you that have been following me, if you'd like to get started working with me now, or you want to go ahead and reserve your spot, because we absolutely are filling up. I have limited time. We ran a Black Friday special, and we have lots of great clients. We have some who are waiting until the new year to get started. We do have some special pricing for you, not as deep as Black Friday, but we do have some special pricing for you, right, for the end of the year. So if you're ready to get started now, you can go ahead and you can either book an assessment session, or you can use a special coupon code that I'm going to be providing you, and go ahead and reserve your spot. Enroll in the coaching now, reserve your spot, and we can start now or we can start later. Either way, but reserve your spot. I'm going to have a certain number of coupons. They're going to last for a certain amount of time. So if you want to get that, the best pricing, now is the time to do it. I'll make the codes available in or around this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Williams. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.